Hi, thanks for joining Minnesota Waterscapes today. We're going to put a spillway bowl in here for the homeowners to enjoy from the front yard. So what we're going to do today is we're going to dig a basin in right here, and we're going to put our big spillway bowl, and we're going to put our pouring spillway bowl up over here, or we're going to check and see where it looks best depending on where you're sitting. The soil that we take out from here we're going to put up against the house to help keep the drainage running away from the house. The house is really old, so they want to make sure that the water doesn't get into the basement and hurt the foundation. Then they'll be able to sit in these chairs and hear the waterfall running. Another thing, the electricity, we'll be running it right around the corner to the electric box over there. We'll show you that in a little bit. So sit by and grab your cold drink and watch them learn. This is called an Aquascape Basin 45. It is a thing that we set down in the ground. We'll dig a hole and drop this in. We can drill holes wherever we want to put our feature on it, and then there's a pump access hole here, so you can put your pump in there and your pipe and everything else. So we'll be using this in the hole first, then we'll be hooking up our pump and getting that dropped in. Make sure that's all set up. We've got the Ultra 2000. Then we have our spill bowl, the bottom bowl that's going to be on the ground. It's a little bit bigger than this other one, and that's going to have the water just pouring over the edge of it real slowly and gently. Pouring into that is going to be this spillway bowl that has a spout on it. You'll see it on the video at the end, and that's going to be set up on top of those two basins right here, two risers right here, like that, to lift it up off the ground to pour into the other bowl. And other optional things that they can do if they want to is add an automatic dosing system so that it helps keep it really clean through the summer. Another thing people can do is add lights, and we can point those up at the bowl. Usually we put 3 in, sometimes 2, and also we can put them inside the bowl so you see the water pouring down and into the bottom bowl. It looks really cool with lighting at night in the fall when it's starting to cool off and you're outside enjoying your water feature. Part of the lighting is having a transformer to drive it with, so we need to use a transformer to light up the lights. This will all be hidden, you won't see it, you won't have to think about it. There will be a photo cell, and we'll get all the wiring hooked up. All right, we've got our basin in. We've oversized the hole when we dug it so that we'd have room to work in there to make sure it's nice and level on the bottom. We used our level and we scraped across the bottom to make sure it's nice and smooth so that it holds that basin properly. We also looked at the depth of the basin. We want it to be just below or maybe right at the level of the ground. The reason we do that is because the water is going to be coming from the drip line of the house, running down the soil, and it's probably going to come in here, and it's got to have somewhere to go. So it's going to go over this way. Fortunately, it's a small piece of roof that this is coming down here on, and so there won't be a lot of extra water that could cause algae blooms. When we place this, we also stop and reconsider where our electricity is. We know that our power is over here on this side of the house, and the pump spot is right there. So we want to make sure that's there. Sometimes people will find them with the pump opening over here, and you have to run the cord all the way around and over and in, and it's crazy to do that. So always check your location. Also, quick tip, make sure that you pull these out before you put it in the ground, because they can slide underneath over to there, and then your arm isn't long enough to reach it. So make sure you pull that out when you're working. we've got the bowl leveled, we've got the spillway leveled, we've got the lights put in. You'll see that we worked on the lights. There's an extra hole in the bowl for the light to come through. Where the cord comes through, we put the rubber grommet in there, shoved it into the hole to make sure it seals off really well. And then now we got the wires dug into the ground 6 inches if it's in the dirt to keep it up to code. And we're gonna have 3 lights. You always like to have 3 lights when you do a feature, especially if it's a center point. It gives 3D structure to the feature as you're looking at it at night. We've got a light coming this way. It's gonna come across, splash the side of the water here. It's gonna catch the water spilling off of here and bounce off of the northern pine spruce, northern spruce. It's lit up. Also, this light in the center is going to shine up at the water coming over, so it's going to give this nice glow of water that's coming down and over the bowl. We'll show you that picture later. And so we've got the wires buried, the electric cord is buried. We're about ready to get everything locked in and ready to view.
I love being in a video.
There you go. All right. So here we have a 60-watt transformer. All of the lights have watts on them. You can also go based off of volt amps. Totally can nerd out on you for another day or 6 on how that all works. Basically, you count up how many watts the lights say they are and make sure it's 80% of the transformer. And then we come out of the transformer. If you were ever to add an automatic dosing system to this to help keep it clean, you'd put a splitter on here, and one wire would go to the dosing system and the other wire would go to the photocell. This has a sensor on here so that it senses when there's daylight. When it gets dusk out, it says, okay, it's time to turn on. Then the switch on here, you can have it run all night long for 8 hours after dusk, 6 hours after dusk, or 4 hours after dusk. We're gonna put that together in here with all of our cords. We have a rock cover that we use for now. I'm gonna put that over it to hide it, and then we're gonna plug it in. We did decide to go ahead and put in an automatic dosing system in here. So what we're going to do, we don't have with us, but we're going to add a 3-way splitter right here. We have constant power coming out of the transformer. Going to do power to the dosing system and power to the lights. But since we don't have that splitter right now, we're going to come back and do a picture at night, and we will we'll put that in here just to have that run constantly. Now we're going to cover it underneath this rock. We're going to take the stickers off, and then we will talk about the pump. So here's your pump access. Before we turn the water on and it gets noisy, we're going to kind of pull these off to the side, and in here is your pump. There is a 3-way valve here. I wish I could get this out. Here in the pump vault, we've got a 3-way valve coming off of the pump, and the pump shoots up to these valves, and you can adjust them. Like this one here that is empty, we have it across so it's closed, and then this one, the second one, and the third one are open. They're in line with the pipe. So what that's going to do is we can adjust how much water is coming out. Water is going to take the path of least resistance, so most likely most of the water is going to come out of this one, and only a little bit goes there. So what we do is we restrict this one a little bit, give it what's called a higher head height, back pressure on the pump, which is going to force more water up and out of this one. All right, let's get this baby started. Here we have it running. We buried the pump access, put a few bits of gravel in the bottom to hide the light and the cord. Got the water set to the volume out of each one we wanted. Got the bowl leveled, and got our lighting set up and covered. And now she just needs to finish the mulch and enjoy it, which we started already. Oh, hey, thanks for checking into the channel. It's just so relaxing. I love listening to water. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also ring the bell. There'll be a link down below where you can make that happen. Thanks for watching. And also, to enjoy it in the evening more, people often put lights in. Put lights either in the bowls. Another thing people can